What is going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer, and in this video I'm going to give you a guide on what to play. Video games are pretty much a part of everybody's lives now. I mean, can you really blame anybody? They're pretty addicting. Who wouldn't want to explore a different world or even the same one but at a different time? Some games offer over-the-top exploration, while others offer a story so unique it becomes a global phenomenon. And yes, games do certainly have their ups and downs, with glitches, horrible AIs, terrible graphic designs, and in some cases, internet issues. People could make a list of problems. And in my opinion, the worst of them all, spending full price for a game that you probably might not even like. With prices being so high and the amount of games there are, it can make anybody broke. And yes, I am speaking from experience. So what games should you play? Now before I go off and just list like all these types of games, I should probably at least explain the games I'm into so you can kind of get an idea. I'll play pretty much just about anything. Growing up I played Madden, a game called Dragon Age, NBA 2K, WWE, SmackDown vs. Raw, and for anybody who doesn't know what that is, let me tell you, it is one of the greatest games of my generation, okay? I liked it pretty much all. Eventually though, I did end up getting a PlayStation 3. And just like that, the entire Xbox community hates me. Hold on, let me explain. I did end up getting an Xbox eventually, but both my best friends had gotten PlayStation 3s for Christmas, so over the summer, I worked my ass off to pretty much go get myself a PlayStation, and I was super proud of it. So, I mean, at the time, it wasn't very hard to choose. So at 14 years old, I finally popped my Call of Duty virginity. And do I even need to say more? A 14-year-old on Call of Duty? It was the greatest thing I ever experienced. I'd sit there brain dead for what felt like 30 minutes, and it turned into hours. From laughing hysterically to raging in the matter of seconds. I really did experience pretty much everything. So with my entire autobiography out of the way, I only have one more thing to add. The games that are listed are games that I feel personally that should be played. This list is based off of a multitude of reasons. Some are, is it worth paying for? The popularity overall? And ultimately, is it fun? So without further ado, here's the top 10 games that you should play if you're looking for one. At number 10, we're starting off strong with Dying Light 2. Now this game might not scream Game of the Year, and the amount of bugs and glitches you might have heard of might set you back a little bit, but after playing it, I can promise you, it's pretty much fixed. A lot of the bugs that, I have heard about or seen online, I personally haven't experienced. Now Techland, if you don't know about Techland, they're pretty dedicated to their games and their fans. They respond quickly with patches and with pretty much game service, as any game should. This company does a really good job updating their game, keeping it clean, keeping it fresh, and also keeping it fun. So if you haven't played that game, it is amazing. I highly recommend it. This game offers a world that you can explore literally like no other. The parkour in there feels amazing, and as you play the game, you can start kind of comboing your moves together. Plus, man, some of the chase scenes and stuff and encounters that you experience throughout the game, I personally haven't forgot about. The sound effects in that game, all amazing. And of course, the combat is still pretty fun. Everything in the game is really good. The amount of bad stuff that I heard about it, I feel like it doesn't deserve to hate. It is a very good game, especially with Techland being the company that made it. We should put a little bit of respect on their name after the amount of work they put into Dying Light 1. At number 9, a super popular one, the Spider-Man games. So I had put this on my list because it's kind of a 2-for-1 combo. If you haven't played both of them, you should definitely play both of them. So if you've only played the Miles one, go play the Peter one. If you've only played the Peter one, go play the Miles one. If you played both of them, play both of them again. I don't know what to tell you. Like the games are amazing. Some of the cinematics that happen in both those games are amazing. The settings that it takes place in are different, so that's kind of nice. The combat, I could talk about this game pretty much all day. Plus, this is the best like swinging Spider-Man game that's ever played. So if you want to feel like Spider-Man, this is definitely your chance. Speaking of Insomniac Spider-Man, we cannot go far without talking about Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Now again, in my opinion, this is one of the greatest games that I've actually ever played. Now before you guys are like, whoa, I've seen your other videos, you didn't even mention this game. That list that I was talking about in my other video was games that I thought that the average player around the world could be able to just pick up and casually just play the game and enjoy. This list is more, again, my preference. So, with that being said, this is one of the greatest games that I've ever played. The story is funny. The amount of stuff that happens on your screen is amazing. It's beautiful. You know, the bolts that you pick up, which is kind of like the currency in the game, the upgrades of your weapons, the weapons themselves, and man, some of the scenes that happen in the game. I don't understand why this isn't talked about more. At number 7, another popular one, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, if you're somebody that just watch a stream or watch a gameplay of a game and then not play it because you feel like, you know, you're going to know everything that happens, definitely play this game, okay? Because when you play this game, it's your own story. You know, you're doing whatever you want to do. Things do change based off of the decisions you make. The combat itself might not, you know, be the greatest thing you've ever seen. It is still very fun, but what the game offers is a super unique story that is unlike any others. It is probably one of the best story games I've really played, especially when it comes to superhero games. So go check out Guardians of the Galaxy and definitely go give it a shot. At number 6, I'm sure you've heard of this one, but I got Days Gone. I really don't know what it is about just running around into different types of traps, you know, getting these hordes of zombies to funnel in narrow paths that you just mow them down with different types of weapons. It's just really, really addicting. Now, all the zombie content is kind of towards the end of the game. You know, there's quite a bit of story that involves some infected. The game itself, I think, is, again, very, very underrated. It did get some hate in the beginning, but I never really played it at the beginning. You know, again, I'm basing this everything off of my experience when I played it. And when I played the game, all I had was a great time. Had me coming back playing it again. The game, though, is super long. That's, you know, if that's a turnoff for anybody, I'm sorry. I don't know why that would really be. You know, if you ain't got the time, for sure, I understand that. But there's so much other stuff in that game, you know, content-wise that you can do. You know, the campaign itself and the storytelling isn't super compelling, but it is really nice to listen to. The world is kind of dull and dingy, but riding on your motorcycle through it while, you know, infected leap at you has its, I don't know, its charm to it. It is really, really fun and definitely should be played if you've never played it. At number 5, I have Shadow of War. Now, for anyone that's never played this game, the best way I could describe it is this Assassin's Creed-esque, you know, free running with Batman Arkham style fighting combat. It is a sandbox of just pure enjoyment. The animations in that game you can get, the dialogue that you come across. There's so many fun, great things. There's a lot of good content, especially endgame wise, you know, that I thought was way better than the story, which wasn't very hard because the story wasn't super great. But that is not why you played that game. That game is just meant to be nothing but fun. So definitely go play that. You'll be hooked on it for a while. Getting gear and armor sets in that game, the way you look, everything about that game is super, super, super fun. I'm probably going to play it again. Just talking about it gets me excited. At number 4, I have Watch Dogs Legion. Just another game that I think is super underrated that needs to be at least played for a little bit. The combat is really, really fun. The idea of it is super cool and really unique. Out of all Watch Dogs games, this is my personal favorite. Again, some of the animations you get are really, really cool. You can go out there looking like John Wick. The customization is alright. The story isn't super compelling, but the funness lies... The greatness, I guess, lies in the gameplay and some of the dialogue you experience throughout the game. You have this super fun companion. It's an AI named Bagley. He'll just kind of assist and talk to you, make jokes about you throughout the entire game. It's super, super good. At number 3, I have World War Z. Now, I'm really curious to see who's actually played this game because I didn't even know that this game existed until I saw it on sale. And I looked it up and I was like, this game actually looks interesting. Now, it's a third-person zombie kind of survival shooter. It's like this Left 4 Dead type of style where you can have 4-person in a party or you can run with AI. Now, I did both, and both my experiences were amazing, okay? It is probably a little bit more fun with friends, but the waves that you fight of zombies and like the defensive perimeters that you put up. There's something about it that's just so fun. Plus, it's pretty responsive. Again, just a game that I didn't think I would enjoy like nearly as much as I did. So one of those games where if you've never played, definitely go play it, and then just go bother the out of your friends until they play it, because it is, you will have a great time playing it for at least for a while. So for these last two, I'm just going to rip them off like a band-aid. There's not much more you can say about these games. These are just the two games that have really stuck with me more than pretty much anything else. I couldn't really tell you why. But at number 2, I have The Last of Us 2, and at number 1, I have God of War. So that is my list. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, and be sure to check out my other content. As always, I love y'all, and I hope you guys stay safe.